Yeah. Even though there's the necessity to change things, I need to have a healthier heart. But that has to be secondary to accepting what it is right now. So accepting what it is right now means all kinds of things. I'm aging. I don't have enough energy. I mean, how many lists could we go through with step one? The idea of I'm powerless in the programs. Okay. Now, innervation is more important than action. Innervation means if you can meditate or if you could do something to connect with nature and you feel energized, then you walk. Innervation precedes action. So the whole world tells you walk, and they don't tell you innervation precedes action. Innervation is a medical term, which means electromagnetism is flooding the nerves. So you need that more than you need walking. Can you get more light on you? You're black. You're a black man, which is fine. I like black men, but so what we're doing today, folks, is another new person here, Mr. Engineer, Super Engineer Man, Peter. Pete, got a heart thing going on, and we're going to demonstrate right in front of your eyes how we can heal stuff around here. Okay? It's going to be the same as the other programs, but hopefully better. Yeah. Oh, take your time. You got it. There you are. Hey, look at you. We look alike, I think. Yeah, me too. Oh, every weekend you do? Yeah. Same thing here. I take the buzzer on there once when I see it every couple of weeks or so, and everywhere with the beard too. That's for sure. One less trip too, huh? Oh yeah. I forget what that is. Haven't shaved. I don't know how long. Ooh, it's so fun. I know. You never know. Maybe I'll shave again someday. I did pretty much every day for my entire life, minus I don't know if it's a few years or something, or a year, something like that. Just started, and boy, do I love it. Oh yeah, we got all the pro stuff. We got big studio lights here. I'd show you, but I had to turn the computer around. Four big gigantic lights blaring in my eyes. It's very difficult to focus. If I do this, I could see a lot clearer, but It's not in the game. So all we do here is advanced meditation. That's it. We don't do anything else around here. So put your right hand on your chest, the left hand on your belly. And now let's see your breathing. You've practiced this a few times, right? All right. Now lengthen your breath. Now, the lengthening of your breath happens because of your mind, not because of force. So calm down, slow down, settle down. Then we'll talk again. Then we'll go back to meditation. No, just going to sleep. Meditation is going to sleep. It's just you stay conscious. Meditation is conscious sleeping. Greatest brain scientists in the world said there's zero chance we're overestimating the possibilities of meditation to produce neuroplastic change in your brain. Paraphrased. So your brain, the central computer unit for your body, is getting changed by producing your awareness of your heart, your awareness of your body, because that's what meditation is initially. Meditation initially is settling down from your brain into your body. Embodiment is healing. Now, if the greatest brain scientist said that's the best way to change neuroplastically, means your nerves, especially in your brain, your neurons, your neural connections, but not just your brain, your whole body. He won the Nobel Prize in brain science. If he said that, then I guess we better learn how to meditate. And I guess we better realize that not much of anybody knows what meditation is, because it sure is not what is presented everywhere. That's very, very nice, but we go further here. Thank you, Lord. Not enough for somebody with a serious health problem, as far as I understand, or a serious addiction problem. No way. Right. Yep. Posture your body, ears in line with shoulders, nose in line with navel. Sit in your perineum, not your anus. Posture your field. Be aware of the earth underneath you, the sky above you, the trees around you. There's a lot of understanding and instruction. Nobody gets 2% of it. See if you can get 3% of it. Be one of the best. Let's go. I've got 30 techniques in this step 2. And I do all of them one time or another. And I can never talk about more than 1 or 2 or 3 maybe with anybody, because there's no attention span. Longer, 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 enjoying longer, 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 longer. Feeling the heart, breathing into the heart, making connection with your heart. So as soon as you came on, a person with a serious heart problem, within the last, how many days? 4 days. One guy died of a heart attack around the corner. A lady that I hadn't seen, who was a long-term student before, hadn't seen in years, just saw her the other day. Her boyfriend had 2 heart attacks. Uh, and yeah, he made it. And what was the other one? I forget. There was, huh? Oh, I didn't say that he died. That guy died of a heart attack. Did I say that? Where the fire? No, not the fire chief. The fire chief went and did CPR on him. That's 2 days ago. And then I saw that gal almost the same day, 2 or 3 days ago, and I hadn't seen her for years. And we're talking, and she tells me the husband that was here for dinner a couple times had 2 heart attacks, and I think there was one other heart thing. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, yeah. So, the guy drove by that I hadn't seen in forever, who had a heart attack and dropped over about a year ago, but he happened to come by the house. So that all happened within the last 3 days. Yeah. So what does it mean? I don't know, but I find it interesting anyhow. Well, that could be, but I think one person dying of a heart attack and another person that I hadn't seen in years telling me that the boyfriend had 2 heart attacks, and then the other person that had the heart attack first time I saw him in a long, long time came by the house. So if that's not a coincidence that makes you think, and more than you are into Blue Acura, then you're not paying attention. Anyway, let's put your palms like this, hands up, no, and put your hands on your ribs. Now move just there, and move your ribs out to the side. So you have a very strong barrel chest output. We have to soften that. No, no. When you inhale, your ribs are going to expand. And when you exhale, your ribs are going to contract. What you're doing is bringing your mind into your body to understand more of how your breathing pattern works, which is connected, of course, to brain waves and pulse and everything. You can tell, and maybe the viewers can tell, that you're very output oriented with your chest. So we don't want output oriented with your chest anymore. We want soften. In Chinese medicine and in Kung Fu and in Zen and Qigong, it's called Shong. Shong means that this chest here goes in and relaxes down. If your chest is like this, one back fist to your heart and you're dead in real fighting. So you don't want to output with your heart as a squeezing of energy. You want to output with your chest as an overflow anyway, only. So what you want to do is you want to soften your chest into receptivity like you're getting a hug. Okay? So that if I was to touch your chest, it's not sensitive. Okay? But if you're presenting with your chest, and you're presenting with your head, then one little touch to head or heart and it's very sensitive to projections. Right, right, right. So you do a lot of that, and the projections in environment hit at us. The sight, the sound, the nose, when we're driving, when we're talking, they come at us all the time. So we figure if I have a big chest and I have a big head, I'm going to have power over it. No. What you want to do is to receive it so much that the projections overextend, unbalance, and pull back by themselves. An animal will recognize if you have that capacity, or a child. Yeah, sure. If the cat shows up and you're like, "Oh, I love you, come on," then they know that there's not this external field that you're just kind of battle against them with. You probably do that with people, but not cats. I know, I heard. That's so fun. Don't forget the flowers for Christina now. All right, now put your hands on your side, okay? Sides. And now move the chest out on the inhale and in on the exhale. No, out on the inhale. And now press in and exhale. Now you're talking. So now your mind is more in your body than just in the cortex, because we're putting our hands on our body. I invented this system for the official trainers of the Olympic ski team, who were my students, when I realized that everybody tells me about proper breathing, and They say they can do it and nobody can do it, basically. Singers, when they're singing, maybe, but that's about it. Yogis, when they're meditating, maybe. But you have to do this in your daily life. So now the chest should be softening into receptivity. Okay, so continue with that. The belly is going to go out on the inhale. The belly is going to go in. Take your fingers like this, two middle fingers, and put the two middle fingers in the belly button. Push in and exhale. Push out and inhale. Good. All right, just keep going and slow everything down. Not fast. Slow, slow, slow. Power breathing has no place here. It's not necessary. Just keep going while I talk a little. In every religion, God comes from void, or life comes from void. In the Bible, God says, let there be light. It speaks into the void, and then there's light. Picks up dirt, blows into the dirt, becomes a human. Dirt, negative, void, negative. In the yin and yang symbol, yin and yang symbol, it's actually pronounced yin and yang. But anyway, in that symbol, the form, anything of form, be it emotion or thought or bodies, that comes from void, wuji. In Buddhism, shunyata, same thing, spaciousness and timelessness. If you expand your sense of spaciousness and timelessness, your processing speed, your energy skyrockets. The great Olympian pauses before delivery. Anybody great at anything pauses before delivery. They go into meditation. Meditation is the ultimate personal resource. So you would be well advised to understand about it, learn about it, and practice it. Saved my life, for sure. Because in my mind and in my body, I have to be able to repair myself. I have to be able to maintain myself. If I feel tension in my chest or tension in my mind or a relationship or finances or anything, I need to be able to relax and center myself primarily, not take action primarily. Everybody has it reversed. Everybody says, do better, you'll feel better. They're incorrect. That's exactly correct. Now, if you could actualize that understanding in your life, then you become a mini Superman, more than you are already. I don't teach anybody that's not already a Superman or a Superwoman. So give up your own understanding of your being special or unique or something and go into the negative and say, I don't understand stuff like that. I have a heart issue. Stay with that. Stay with the grind of needing to heal. Just stay with that. Heal. Now, knowledge is absurd because knowledge is just a matrix, a point, a bunch of understanding, but it doesn't have substance. Knowledge, the substance of knowledge comes from the drive to understand something. If I want to understand some more of what you know about how electricity, which I do, well, electricity and magnetism works, then doing that is fueled by my drive. The data points of what you tell me, negative, positive, capacitor, so forth, so forth, so forth, those are the data points that are actualized from the drive. I don't need to worry about that. I only need to worry about wanting to learn. I only need to learn about healing. So you don't need to know about knowledge because knowledge is like a net. It's words, and the water of true understanding, it's going to fall through. Because True understanding is more sitting behind the scenes of environment and watching let's say there's some kind of electrical thing you're looking at. When you sit back and you look at the schematic, that's where you start to understand. And then you say, this needs 1.2, this needs 4.7. I don't know. But the data points come. But first, you have to back off. You have to get perspective. You have to go to the mountaintop. Anytime there's a big problem, people create a think tank. They close the door, they unplug the phone. Okay, so we have a big problem. So the first thing you have to do is to establish the proper atmosphere, a nourishing atmosphere for yourself. You need to stop thinking, stop doing everything, and just rest deeper than you ever did before. Because if you have a good night's rest, that's it. Look out. No, anybody gets in their way, they're not going to be too happy because you have so much energy. But you can't get a good night's rest because why? Because you're aging. So, so to ameliorate the effects of aging or diseases or problems or bad habits or sins, we have to reverse the search. Slow down, stop, reverse the search. Well, I knew that as soon as you said it. You're all wound up, and now you're going to a coffee shop? Good luck. What was the dream? Right. I understand that. Yeah. All of these traditions, Tibetan Buddhism and Zen and Christianity and the Bible and Judaism and Islam, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. The devil is someone that is controlled by God and allowed to test and tempt and give pain and give everything to have us face ourselves. In Romans 8:28 in the Bible, it says, "Behold, all things work together for the good of those who love God." in the yin and yang symbol, which is actually called a Tai Chi symbol. Yin and yang is in the inside. These polarities are for a purpose. When you sit behind the scenes of a environment, you can see the relationship of prey and predator. You can see the relationship of weakness and attack. So we've got to say, why am I being attacked? Look, everybody's hunting for energy. So the more that you're like an animal, the more that you're hunting for energy outside of yourself. And the more you do that, the more you're attacked because you're visible in the material world. The more that you create change from the inside out, the less you're touchable, the more you're unvectorable. So you say always, as a principle anyway, why am I agitated? Not why did you agitate me? Why am I experiencing this? Why has this come up in my life? And you know how long it takes? 24/7 every day for I don't know how many millions of years. I'm in process. But apparently, if I can surrender to everyone and everything and everywhere, the amount of healing power that develops in my body is extraordinary. So I realized then that the path advancing appears retreating, which means that if I want to take action, say to expel a demonic influence from my life, I need to understand and clean myself where that's picking on me and why. Because if I'm going to expect someone or something not to pick on me or exploit me, I'm wrong, because that's the only thing everybody does, basically. And then there's different factors of it. When it becomes demonic, now you're talking a wonderful opportunity to clean yourself because you're getting ripped apart. so so how can you endure that? You know, the greatest Navy SEAL in history says, "God, I love pain." You know, and you can get an idea of what he's talking about. Yeah. So the most difficult thing is the ability to be wrong, because the only thing that everybody's going to do to you in the regular, ordinary people is assert themselves as special and unique. So if you're trying to do the same thing, you're on a bad trip. Yeah, two energies battling each other. But if you say, well, I'll give the Benjamin example. So Benjamin and Kevin, really nice guys, my friends, my students for a long time, but they can't shut up and stop projecting themselves. It doesn't matter what happens. And he's an MMA champ and the rest of it. And so what does it teach me? It teaches me to be more humble, to be more gracious, and to be more discerning. Because I'm the teacher around here, or I'm playing that anyway. So if we're going to play that game, then I get to do that. And if these guys or someone else is going to take over, you know, if you're going to take over the healing, then you know what I'm going to tell you. Great, thank you. Come on in. Let me show you my trauma. Let me show you my diseases in my body. Let me show you my confusions, because you said you want to be in control, right? So that's how you have self-defense in your life, is that when somebody demands to be in control, that's not like officially, categorically playing the role of teacher, then if you just allow them, then what happens is they attack your weaknesses only. So that's kind of the ultimate healing phenomena. That's the way you get healed, because everybody's going to know stuff and project stuff, and they're going to be outgoing all the time. So you know that if you're just quiet and you're just kind of receptive, then the people are going to play themselves out. And then you have the ability then to have the barrel chest in the head. Now you can have power outwardly and say, all right, here's the changes we're making. You have the power to reconfigure people's hearts and minds. And you're allowed to do that in this methodology of, you're going to be a decent guy and you're going to try to do the win-win at all costs with people. If it's a win-lose, if a predator challenges you to a fight, you must not disappoint them. But besides that, you should go on a higher level, if at all possible, to understand that void overcomes pulse, to understand that receptivity is the only way to be connected to God. And if you do have to fight, you lost already in some way. You failed already. So you shouldn't get emotionally raging and angry and who's this guy and have commentary and what are they doing. You should all the time take your emotional affliction into meditation and cleanse yourself by knowing where in your body you feel it. Because your biology is your biography. Now this is recorded, it'll be on the YouTube, so you can download it and hear it. Oh, oh, nice. Oh, you got the recorder. Well, that's better than the YouTube because then you can just hear it. Yeah. 320. Well, you know about this stuff. Wow. Okay. Well, I got to get one someday because it'll come in handy. It's a good unit. Oh, they do that, huh? That's an interesting phenomena. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's there. It's there on my channel. It'll be there. People get to look at all these different personalities. There's hundreds of people, hundreds of things on my YouTube. And so you can click on different people and hear how I communicate with different people. And there's some videos of larger groups. Yeah. This is the How to Heal Your Own Dumbass class, and I'm head dumbass. So there has to be this idea of what quotes you can listen to, what people you can listen to, what audios you can listen to, and how you can use every breath and every step as a proper metronome in your life to be able to continue this kind of thing. Because this is more important than anything. This gives you an enlightenment. This gives you healing. The science is clear. It will. And you realize to become a conduit, not a subject object strategist. There's positive ions. You should stop and write stuff down too, because as many times as you can capture different brilliance that comes out of me, then it's really helpful. Yeah. Uh, the If you have more of this in you, the battery will not go down as much during the day, you said. So the battery has a negative and positive pole. So call this the battery teaching. This is what I call it. So sometimes in teaching, I don't have a battery here now. I moved it. I hold up a battery and I show negative, positive pole. All right. So instead of just charging the battery and discharging the battery, which does have to happen, become a conduit instead of a subject object strategist. Now the battery current is constant. Let me tell you where it comes from. There's negative ions in the earth. There's positive ions in the sky. If you're not just in your cortex trying to dominate and fear and attraction and repulsion and compulsion and uh, all this stuff, but if you're in your body mind and you're connected to the earth beneath you and the sky above you, then you become part of a larger battery because there's positive ions in the ionosphere and there's negative ions down here. That's the key to chi power, is to be connected to your environment, key to magnetic power. The heart has a measurable 40-foot field of magnetism. You want to be interested in the magnetism of the heart, not the valves of the heart. So that's the difference between law and grace again. You just want to go for the grace. Leave the law or fixing the valves or fixing the ejection rate to a secondary position. Leave the walking to a secondary position. Doesn't mean you don't have to do it. You do, but it's a secondary position. The primary position is how can I connect to sky and earth? And in this environment here, there's Schumann resonance. Schumann resonance is made from lightning. So one lightning strike on the globe, it goes up and down around the entire earth. It propagates up and down until it dissipates entirely. That's what one lightning strike does. So it creates this cavity of energy that's out here in this environment outside yourself. It's called Schumann resonance. And Schumann resonance oscillates at 7 hertz as the average. And 7 hertz is the same thing you need to calm your heart down. You need to change your brain waves to 7 hertz. And that's the same thing that they do in a hospital in putting a field of 7 hertz around a bone when a bone doesn't heal. So the same frequency of electromagnetism is in this environment. It's what you need in your brain, and it's how you heal your bones where the blood is made. So you can't just like put on a 7 hertz audio. You can't just nothing. There's no external solutions for personal problems. If you surrender to the 7 hertz electromagnetism that's in this environment, that's very nice. If you were in a magic garden scene and you surrender and you become very spacious because you don't have anybody in front of you. Your eyes are unbounded. Your ears are unbounded. You can see and perceive vastly. If you can do that while you're talking to people, that same kind of unboundedness with the senses, then of course you're connected to the environment more. The air, the texture of trees, the all kinds of things are going on around here. So an enlightened person is unbounded. And enlightened, in the light, enlightened is enlightened. En. The enlightened person is unbounded. Meaning that same as alone in the scene in nature. If you're alone in the scene in nature, you have this broad mystical perception. Same way as if you're getting caught up with the schematic and the guy, and you don't really understand what you're doing with the schematic. You got to slow down and look at the whole schematic from a bird's eye view, from mountaintop view. So that action of getting perspective, of reversing your search, that's the whole thing. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the schematic. Don't worry about capacitors. Don't worry about knowledge. Don't worry about taking a walk. Don't worry about doing anything. The only thing you have to master is quiet observation. If you can be quiet in your mind and be observational with soft eyes and receptive ears and nose and everything, you're going to master anything automatically. Like when I did the pipes under the house. As soon as I stopped, I could figure it out. So the only thing you have to do then is stop. If Einstein said that, he said, I believe that which leads people to greatness in the arts and sciences is flight from everyday life with its painful harshness and wretched dreariness. This can be compared to the city dweller who goes to the countryside for a weekend of rest and relaxation. So the only thing you need to do is duplicate the source there of what he's talking about, which is nothing. I believe that which leads people to greatness in the arts and sciences is flight from everyday life. So you don't need to study the science. You need to study the flight from everyday life, namely meditation, because then you have so much power. You have so much intelligence. You are going to see and do what you need to. You are going to do the walk. So grace is always more important than law. Undoing is more important than doing. And you just qualify what that means. What does undoing mean? He's going to sleep, basically. Conscious sleeping, yeah. Conscious sleeping is the attitude of any master. They're very contemplative, they're very careful. But, yeah, sure. Sure, right. Right. So you have to have all of your understandings clear because it's not my understanding that counts, it's your understanding. I'm only a catalyst to evoke in you the clarity of what we're talking about. And the clarity of what we're talking about goes against everybody's mind because it makes no sense to someone who says, I'm going to figure it out, I'm going to do it, that's my method in life. And that's what everybody believes. And if you believe that, you're going to degrade your mental faculties, which everybody does, as they grow older. But in this system, you get better mental faculties. Right. So we're subject because we are bound into that. So we don't realize that we are slaves to that. And that's the step one. Step one is realizing that you're powerless. Realizing the severity of 30% heart ejection fraction rate. Realizing you bad habits, realizing bad words, categorical sins, and that you can't fix it. So you're basically powerless, because these things are existing now. And this provides this space for you to go on to step two. In step one, me too. About the same. No, mine was earlier. I don't know if it was, I could type like, I don't know what I typed, 90 words a minute or something. I can fly typing. Um, there's different methodologies for step one for each step. In step one methodology would be confession of whatever it is that is categorically wrong or immoral and unethical, and that you do and you repeat now today, and you don't really understand any way that you're going to stop doing it. That's confession. That's powerlessness. Then you can talk about physical things. You can talk about that dream should be in step one. All kinds of different categorical understandings of how to become grounded. Physical distortions, dysymmetries, left ear, right ear, whatever. Uh, so many ways and means to understand how you are guilty of mental illness and addictions. Which ones? How about moral and ethical aberrations? You have to keep going. Moral and ethical uh, wrong, and mental diseases. You have this mental disease. I mean, I think I got all of them personally. Bipolar, schizophrenia, I mean, you name it. ADHD, name it. Obsessive compulsive. Come on. Everybody has some measure of all of them. In the same way that everybody has some measure of physical diseases. So when you list the physical heart problems, sexual problems, cholesterol, headaches, I don't know what. Everybody has so many things. Now, personally, I've never seen a medical doctor one time in my entire life, but I still have all those diseases and I still have all those. And with my background, which is intense trauma, I still never saw a medical doctor one time in my entire life. So we're all aging and dying. I'm not going to escape disease and death. However, that is something that I can say as a way to help you understand that through meditation, not through genes, through meditation, you can slow your systems down and enter into the deepest repair mode of the body, conscious coma. Okay, in step two now, you have many, many techniques. One of them is sensing nasal airflow. That's the Buddha's meditation technique. called anapanasati, and that's what started the whole mindfulness meditation movement. Was Buddha's meditation technique, sensing your breath. But it's deeper than what people understand. For example, the sphenoid bones in the nose, they sense magnetism. There's also tissue right in between your eyes that's called magnetite bearing tissue. And that tissue senses magnetism from the environment and absorbs it, just like a pigeon. A pigeon can go in a box and go 1,000 miles away. You close the box off and it can go back to the same place. What? You have the same material that allows a pigeon to do that right between your eyes and your nose bones, sphenoid nose bones. They sense magnetism. These are hard science facts. So if you pay attention to your nose and you pay attention to the inner eye, you begin to become receptive to these sights, these scents, these sounds. Those are the miracle streams. They don't just come into your head. They come into your head and they wash through your body like eating food. Jesus talked about the hidden manna. You know, the hidden manna in the Old Testament and the New Testament, that's the invisible food. Jesus said, I have food to eat you know not of. Jesus said, believe on me and from your belly will flow rivers of living water. What? All the systems talk about power coming from the belly through the body. So what is this all about? It's about being surrendered and receptive to these bookshelves, this carpet, this under the house, this above the house, these neighbors. That's what it's about. This family of origin. And reinterpreting it all in a pronoia aspect. Everything's conspiring to heal me, not in a paranoia aspect. Yeah, and the primary thing is people, because there's people in the air. You know, they can put a cap on your head and tell your thoughts scientifically. They can get a readout of your head, and they can understand different ways that you think that lights up exact, precise, specific areas. And if you think of a sailboat, they'll have an image on the computer that shows sailboat. If you think of a storm, they're going to show a storm. So you have that. Oh no, really? Oh, what movie is that? I met Robert Wagner. The Walk-In? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, good. Hmm. Brainscape? Brainscape? Brainstorm, pardon me. Forgive me. Not very witty. Now, when you have a thought, that thought produces an electromagnetic signature. Same as a credit card has an electromagnetic signature, changes instantly. When you produce an electromagnetic signature, that goes into space because it's an electromagnetic pulse. Your first heartbeat is endlessly traveling in space still today. So the same thing with your thoughts. Now you also have material that senses electromagnetism. So what's to say that, you know, the thoughts of people are not in the air? I mean, it's just an idea. But what I'm saying is that you can't connect to nature unless you realize that there's kind of people. The reason that you can't connect to nature while you're talking to people is because you're afraid of the person in front of you. But if you're alone in a scene in nature, your eyes and your ears are boundless. Now there's not people that you're afraid to come out to. If you're shut in and you just like this and you don't know your environment and the trees and the everything, it's because you're afraid of people seeing you. if you actually become unbounded because of the touch of a master person, because that's where it's all in the transmission. It's like meeting a star, meeting the most favorite piano player in Beethoven in your mind, and sitting down with them and having tea, or Mozart. You said, I know you said Beethoven, I think. And all right, so what you do now is one of your things for homework is you're going to create a meeting with Beethoven. You're going to sit down, you're going to talk to him, and you're going to see what he says, and then maybe he plays for you, or maybe you play for him, and he says, "Oh my God, horrible!" I don't know. He's a master, so I'm sure he's going to enjoy you. Hmm. Okay. Wow. All right. Please write that down. Please make reference to that quote because that's really important. Now we need to go further into meditation. So he said, "Your mistake is nothing, but your neglect of emotion or something is everything." So you need to create your Bible. You understand? So you're going to have to create all the quotes that are profound for you, and the visions, meeting with Beethoven and so forth, that are profound for you, meeting with Jesus, whatever you like. Um, all these people, they vision. Now, one of the things for visioning is to imagine a work crew going into your heart and fixing what's going on, you know, unplugging the thing and whatever it is. Find out the physiology of low ejection rate and why that is. And then get a work crew in there and blow the whistle and have them go for 10 seconds, 5 minutes. For now, you will just want to have these tens and fives going all the time, repeatedly, a couple tens a day, and a five whenever you want, once a week. That's just fine. But now we got to go more into meditation. When you close your eyes, you don't have to do that now. You can type, but when you close your eyes, you need to see the light through your eyelids. Yeah, exactly. Between the tissue and the blood, right? So you soften your eyes. In yoga is called drishta. Soften your eyes into receptivity. Rest your eyes more in daily life. Put your palms on your eyes. Drop your head. That's a great 10. And now you're going towards meditation when you're seeing the light through your eyelids and you're sensing nasal airflow. You're doing diaphragmatic breathing, of course. You feel it in your back over time. You're improving your ability to move different areas of your body. As you do this, everybody in your life is going to come at you because you're the one that's getting the energy. So when you're getting the energy in the psychic universe, everybody's going to say, "Hey, let's go for a coffee." So you have to understand and ensure and protect this practice, this experience by, telling the cat or whomever else, "Well, there's some food there. I'll be back in a minute." Because it'll be better for everybody if you do this because you're going to be healthier and happier. So don't worry about how you're giving attention to yourself. I remember a friend in town that owns many of the businesses. She won the philanthropy award. She used to be a divorce lawyer, and she's won the philanthropy award for Colorado. She helps everybody. And she said to me one time, "I don't know if, this put your mask on first thing, put the oxygen mask on first is valid." And I said to her, I don't know if I told you this, but I said to her, I said, "Well, you come with me in a plane and the plane's going down and you don't put your mask on. Let's see how many people you can help. I can help everybody." Well, I think that is just the way that the cosmic life can become your life because every person, every sight, every sound, every memory, it all is something, if you can review it and perceive it and accept it in this environment, in this air, and these neighbors, and these cars, and this business, and this Monday, and this all. You begin to become a quantum processor. You begin to become a quantum computer. You start to perceive a lot more things at the same time. So in that, of course, you can help people more. Questions? Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Yeah. Then you have the C, the customized. That's 2 hours once a week, something like that. Mind, body, spirit, everything. You press play, you go for a little walk, you take a bath, you do a bunch of things. And then you meditate. That's a C. You do a mind body prep because that creates a platform and a springboard to real meditation. Good. And now we understand that in meditation it's not just the head. You have to establish in meditation the body. In all systems it says the same thing. In Sanskrit and yoga and all, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, samyama. Dharana is establishing an extended embodied attention span. And then dhyana is observing the flow of thoughts or meditation. And then samadhi is rapturous disappearance, where you have a moment of transcendence. Samyama is the power that happens when you come back from the pinnacle of the piano playing. In Zen, it's Bampu, Shikantanza, Samadhi, Jirika. In Tibetan Buddhism, it's Shamatha, Vipassana, Samadhi, Lungta, Dutsi. It's always the same. One of the things that happens is you get this hormonal nectar that comes from that progression. So if you have a little walk and you do a little visualization and you feel your biomagnetism and you play a little piano and you you do all this stuff, then you go into meditation, which is what? Sensing nasal airflow, seeing eyelid light, diaphragmatic breathing, other things. Connection to the master. You got to have transmission from somebody. You push Padre Pio, you push different things I'll give to you over time. But for now, Padre Pio, download it, put it on a loop. Now you go into meditation. That's step 3. Oh, good. All right. All right. You can download for free. You don't have to pay $13.99 a month, but whatever. Okay. All right. Well, there's no ads when you download for free either. But yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Change that ring. It's too violent. Change the ring. It's too violent. No, no, the ring on the phone. Change that ring. Forget that ring. That ring is hell. Don't do it. No, the hell with it. Don't hear it. Let them wait. Change that nonsense. Forget it. You can still make it loud. You know what my ring is? Call me. It's the music for Amici at the beginning of her programs. Oh, Padre Pio's going all night long. There he is. He's still going. All right. Oh, I have you on a special ring. It's not the normal ring. Yours is just something fun. But my normal ring is uh let's see if I'll get it for you. Yeah, forget that. That's crazy. There you go. Just forget it. Trust God, trust relaxing. That you'll be the best better fight. You're worried about fighting and keeping up. You're going to be a 10 times better fighter and keeping up. So don't worry. That's my phone ring. That's Amici. Amici hugged 45 million people. Living supernatural person with supernatural powers. Come on. Pope Francis is on the one side of her at the UN, and the major Zen teacher in the world is on the other side of her at the UN. And in the audience is every major religious leader in the world. And there was no comparison between her and anybody in that room. None. When she started talking, the Pope was kind of looked at her like, "Oh, it's a nice little woman." And 20 minutes later, you could see, just forget it. There's no comparison. And there's people like that. Oh, that's fun. See that? Keep looking if you want, but that's nice. Change it for that one now. Yeah, we don't need more things to do, huh? Good. You're welcome. Now, go and get Padre Pio Santa Ave Maria Grazia, and we're going to turn the videos off now and press play on Ave Maria Grazia, and let's see how much you can relax. It's okay. You can leave the audio on here. Your link that I gave you for Santo Rosario, Padre Pio. Padre Pio had this stigmata for, I don't know, 50 years. Every kind of miracle you could imagine is attributed to him. People have to understand that there are extraordinary people with extraordinary abilities. And once you get that clear, it becomes obvious that they're going to help you. Just let them in. But that's a big division. People just don't want to believe that. That means that they don't believe in sages and saints. They think that sages and saints are liars when they talk about miracles. Oh, wow. Very nice. Well, just go ahead and get one. Ave Maria Gratiam. Let's see if you can find it. Santo Rosario on YouTube. It's not easy to find. Yeah. Yeah, Santo Rosario Pio. Santo Rosario. Oh, wait a minute. No, Santo Rosario con Padre Pio. That's the one. Sending it to your phone now and email. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Yes, that's the right one. Okay. Oh. It's because it's in a YouTube folder that's in a different place on your PC. Do a search. It's endless, isn't it? Well, it doesn't matter. It's in your email and it's on your phone. You can just press play on it right now if you want. Okay. Con Padre Pio. Santo Rosario, it ought to come up. It's difficult to understand, but we need to have the contact with these super being people. That's the only thing that really calms a human being down. It I understand people have a lot of opinions, but in the extreme school of hard knocks, I can tell you that only this is going to work. So if you find yourself having some unmet need, try to make contact with an authentic enlightened master, because when once that, and there's many we're going to explore, but once that happens, this is the person last to be canonized as saint in the Catholic Church. That's all right, whatever you want. It's okay. And here comes the voice. You can go in for, let's see what I'm at here. It looks like it starts at about 2 minutes. His voice. Almost. Looks like it's after 2 minutes, but somewhere coming soon. Yeah, it's okay. Just wait now. You're going to practice extreme waiting. Waiting for a bus. You're waiting for a bus now. Nothing to do, no phone. It's all over. Just waiting for a bus. You can turn your volume down if my sound here is disturbing. Well, it repeats. It's 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 50 seconds in about it starts, but then it repeats again. The whole thing repeats with the other guy. All right, now just close your eyes. Nasal airflow, eyelid light, heavier body. Let that demon guy push you down. Heavier, 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 heavier. Relax, rest. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Oh, long sounds. Make a long sound like shh. Longer, longer breath. Slower pulse. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Heavier on the exhale. With every exhale, let your body get heavier. Like going to sleep. Like going to sleep.
Perdona le nostre colpe. Preservaci dal fuoco dell'inferno.
And just let the other guy come on.
Porta
Let
in
him
cielo
do his
tutte
thing.
le
Listen
anime.
to him. Don't worry.
Soccorri le più bisognose della tua misericordia. Secondo mistero gaudioso. La visita di Maria Santissima a Santa Elisabetta. La prima virtù di cui ha bisogno l'anima che tende alla perfezione è la carità. In tutte le cose naturali il primo moto di esse, la prima inclinazione, il primo impeto è quello di tendere, è quello di andare al centro. È una legge fisica. Lo stesso avviene nelle cose soprannaturali. Il primo moto del nostro cuore è quello di andare a Dio, che altro non è se non amare il suo proprio e vero bene. A buona ragione, la carità viene detta dalla Sacra Scrittura vincolo di perfezione.
And there's other things of Padre Pio too with his voice. They're all short, but as this one takes place, you can notice changes in your body happening, I hope. Drop your head into your hands.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum,
Periodic long sounds.
et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Going to sleep more.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Gloria Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. O Gesù mio, perdona le nostre colpe, preservaci dal fuoco dell'inferno, porta in cielo tutte le
You
anime.
go back to step one,
Soccorri le
become
più
in touch
bisognose
of your
della tua
unhealed heart
misericordia.
areas, unhealed habit areas, failures in life, so forth, incompetence, don't worry. Go to second step, longer, deep, sweet, heavy sleep,
Terzo
conscious
mistero
coma.
glorioso. La nascita di Gesù nella capanna di Betlemme.
When you feel profoundly better and relieved, you can have a sigh of relief that leads to an actual pause. That's Kriya Yoga. Embryonic breathing, peace that passes
Egli
all
nasce dal
understanding.
seno di
That's
sua
the
madre,
source, the access
come
point.
raggio di sole che attraversa il
Step 3.
cristallo senza appannarlo. E gli angeli sono lì a porlo fra le braccia di sua madre. O Maria, diteci quali furono le effusioni del vostro cuore. Chi potrebbe penetrare in quella fornace di fuoco? Essa se lo stringe al cuore e adora il suo Dio, il suo creatore, il suo tutto. L'amore vince il rispetto. Lo vede Dio rivestito di carne per amore. Lo vede impotente che deve sostenerlo e lo adora onnipotente.
Reverence, humility, acceptance.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
If you can't see the light through your closed eyes, then you're wandering in thought too much.
Ave Maria,
Sensing
gratia
nasal
plena,
airflow.
Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Simultaneous. Heavier on the exhale.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
It's not a doing, it's an undoing. Going to sleep. That's it.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Forget about everyone, everywhere, everything,
Ave
everyone.
Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Gloria Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancto. O Gesù mio, perdona le nostre.
Okay. Okay. All right, video's on. Okay. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Oh my. All right, let's see where you are here. Video's on. Put your video on. So just relax. Don't worry. Relax. You got plenty of blood sugar. Relax. Just relax. And now you can go get some blood sugar. So I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next Saturday at the same time, Mountain Standard Time, 10 o'clock, if that's okay. And leave your computer on because you have to do that with this new program to upload it. So leave your computer on for an hour or two.